Do it one more time just for good measure. It's Thursday, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Limelight Live Show. Let's get an applause going. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Again, it is Thursday, May 26th. It's about to be Memorial Day weekend. Everybody get the 3-day weekend turn up going. And we have a very special guest with us today. How you doing, Miss J'Tasha?
Hey, what's up?
Miss Everything Entertainment.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having
So
me.
happy to have you here. So we're going to get to know her a little bit and jump into some flashlight topics as well as get into our main topic of the evening. So stick tuned. This is a Limelight Live show.
Step into the limelight. Go.
All right. Let me just get another applause real quick for everybody back there. Thank you, your boy Kelvin on the ones and twos.
Wait, before you begin, let me just say that intro song, dope.
Shout out to your boy Miku and Cheyenne G on the beat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So yes, as I said, we have a very, very special guest in with us today to help me co-host and carry this on over to the next. And shout out to J Pin K. We love you. We can't wait to see you next week. You know, he be out there getting it in the cross continental travel. But let me go ahead and introduce J'Tasha St.Cyr. She is a Los Angeles native of Creole and Belizean descent. She holds a bachelor's degree in business administration with a concentration in entertainment marketing. And, I got to catch my breath. And a minor in international business from California State University Polytech of Pomona. Woo! Give her applause for that.
Let me just say, I was like, look, every time everybody asks me like what school or what my major was, I have to say the whole thing.
Me too.
Because I paid for my school.
Exactly.
So y'all gonna get the whole thing, okay?
Okay.
Ain't no shortcuts here. Because they didn't give me no shortcuts when I had to pay them tuition.
And we still waiting for them to waive all the fees. Her experience as an international dancer, actor, and model expanded her Rolodex and prepared her for a career producing and directing films and TV shows. Miss Everything Entertainment, thank you for being on Limelight Live Show. We appreciate you. We love you. And so just tell us what's been going on. What's the latest in this crazy, crazy world we live in?
Oh my gosh. This world, one, is crazy. I know we're going to get into it. But about me, like this pandemic has definitely helped progress my business and what I'm doing for the entertainment world.
Yeah.
So it's like a gift and a curse. This pandemic.
Sure.
Yeah. So right now things have been great. As you know, I just wrapped up the Pan-African Film Festival.
Yeah. Shout out to PAF. Tell everybody what Pan-African Film Festival is, what it's all about.
So this year was the Pan-African Film Festival's 30th anniversary. They've been in the community for 30 years, bringing films, TV shows, content, educational programs, panels, art, fashion to African Americans. It's one of the largest film festivals in America, or in actually the world, but we usually have it during Black History Month, but because of the pandemic, we have to push it back a little bit. But yet, it's one of the largest. You know, they give Oscar nomination awards for short films. So we're one of the only film festivals that do that,
which is amazing.
Right. So it was great to be a part of that type of legacy, this type of like growth. To hopefully, you know, I get to carry the torch on for another 30 years.
Because, you know, she is the millennial ambassador.
Yes.
Which is amazing.
Yes, I'm a millennial ambassador. I've been working with the Pan-African Film Festival for now 3 years.
That's dope.
And so I am able to, like, you know, give more people opportunities, create lanes, give the youth or give more people, millennials, a part of the festival, and let them know, like, yo, it's lit, it's dope. Like, this year we did the Snowfall premiere of the season finale,
which
like,
was really dope.
It was super dope. Like, we had so much great films this year, and of course, you know, I produced all of the panels.
Give her a little sparkle. That's amazing. And for those who don't know what it is to produce a film festival or produce portions of it, that entails you getting everybody on board, managing the budgets, putting out the marketing, just getting all the team together and having everybody do what they're supposed to do. So that's a lot.
It is a lot. And it's a 2-week, it's the largest festival. It's 2 weeks.
That's a long
Usually you
time.
got 3-day festivals. We doing this for 2 weeks. I had a panel every day. Like it's films every day, red carpets. It was so much, but it was so good to see everybody come out, to see the art, to see the creativity. So I loved it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And then tell me who's involved with the Pan African Film Festival. I know it's Danny Glover.
Yes. One of the founders, it's 3 founders. It's Danny Glover, Ayuku Babu, and the late great Jeanette Dubois.
Yes.
Who founded this 30 years ago, as I mentioned. And so now it's time to bring some new life, some young energy into this festival.
You said it.
I said it. So, we're going to keep it going.
Yeah, I actually have history with Pan African Film Festival. I did their PR red carpets. Ooh, child. Back when I was still doing PR.
Did you say woo child as if you're not like young?
But I'm saying how long ago it was. It was well over 10 years ago.
Oh.
So shout out to Willissa, who was the lead publicist at the time. If you're in LA and you know any publicist, you know who she is.
Yes.
Dynamic publicist. So yeah, I did red carpets there and it was really fun. And I gotta come back. Bring me back.
I'm bringing you back. What are you talking about?
I'll be back next year.
There you go.
But me and you go back super far. I just wanted to talk about our connection a little bit because we actually had a lot of mutual friends in common, and that's just how dope the creative world is, especially here in LA amongst us colored folks, if you want to say.
Right.
But we crossed paths a few times, and then I think when we got into a working capacity with each other, I was working with Chase Walker, as he's known now, aka DJ Southern Bread.
I did not know DJ Southern Bread.
He started off as a DJ.
Really?
Yeah.
I only know Chase
Soulja Boy's DJ, actually. How funny is that?
Full circle.
Full circle. He was Soulja Boy's DJ back in the day. I'll let him tell you that story. So, I had reached out to have your sister assist on the DJ Luke Nasty's video.
Yep.
Might Be, which was one of my first videos that I production coordinated for. And when J'Tasha came on set, I'm like, girl, come through, your sister here. Let's do it. She was up there teaching the girls how to do the dances. She was running around. She was just so helpful. And I'm like, okay, this is what she needs to be doing. And lo and behold, a couple years later, you contact me asking me to help out on one of your shoots. And it's just been that back and forth ever since. So yeah.
Can I just say thank you so much? You've definitely helped grow me as in Miss Everything Entertainment Company by your hard work and dedication. I couldn't do half of the jobs. I couldn't do the Soulja Boy music video, She Make It Clap, without you, because I definitely was in Puerto Rico. I love to travel, so if
she's another J-Pen.
If it's a flight, I'm on it. But I'm gonna get the job done. But I'm gonna be on that flight.
She'll have her Wi-Fi connected. That's all you need. That's all you need.
If it wasn't for you for coming through for that, you've done multiple videos with me, and thank you. You're a big part of building.
Thank you. And what's dope about you with Miss Everything Entertainment, I'll let you dive more into what you're all about, is that you bring a lot of women and women of color to come work on these sets, which I and that's one of my missions as well, is to how many times are we on sets or we are at an event or something and we might have a camera in our hand, or one of us has a camera in our hand, and people are looking at us like, what you doing with that? Why you got a camera in your hand? You supposed to be over here having some drinks or shaking your butt or something like that. What are you doing with a camera? And that's not what we're about. Kudos to those who do, but we'll go cast the girls for you.
Exactly.
We'll go make sure everything runs smoothly. And then when you have someone like us on set, it makes everybody a little bit more comfortable. One of the things I like to do is go around and check on everybody. I know you do the same. How are you doing? And just to have that morale on sets is unheard of. So I appreciate you for making sure that you're that type of person and, helping me to expand on my reach as well as being that type of person. Because being on sets it's rough.
It's rough. It's stressful. This is why I love working with mature veterans. If I got to pick the perfect artist, I love working with Charlie Wilson.
That was fun. And Smokey.
Charlie Wilson and Smokey Robinson
Yeah.
was my ultimate favorite artist to work with.
Yeah.
Because they came to get the job done. I didn't have to listen. Like, you got the rappers who like, oh, let me see the girls. Let me go take a 30-hour smoke break. Like, bro, we only here for 10 hours. Like, what are you doing 30 hours smoke break? Like, what are you doing?
Full disclosure, because the video's already out. But when I tell you I was running around having to sweep up ashes when we did one of these videos, I'm not going to say what artist it was. And just having to do damage control, it's a thing. It's a thing. You know, artists aren't necessarily the most cleanliness people. But, you know, it takes a real humble personality and somebody that's eager to get the job done. And, you know, we're always there to get it done. So it's a blessing.
It is. It is.
So, yeah.
But yeah, music videos.
So tell us a little bit more about Miss Everything Ent.
It's funny that you mentioned this. I literally just came from a business meeting with somebody who wants to work with my company.
Okay.
Nice.
And she just asked me, she was like, what made you start it? And she kept mentioning a lot of things that I was like, exactly the reason what you're saying right now is why I started. So basically, I was shooting a commercial. I got hired to first AD a commercial for Planet Fitness.
Hey.
And it was for $1 million race or something like that, a competition show. And they had like Planet Fitness commercial. So I was first AD. And when I got to set, I was the only African American. That was one. You know, I'm looking around first, like where we at?
Where we at?
Okay, so that was one. Two, then I was the only female. I was like, what's going on here?
I've been there too.
0 for 2.
Right. You wanna hear the third one? You ready for this?
Let's go.
I was the youngest one on set.
Oh,
I was like, where my people at? Where everybody at? Where like nah.
We work out too.
That part.
We be in the gym.
we're the most healthy, if anything.
Exactly.
We got the energy. We can do 12-hour shoot days.
Right.
While people crying, talking about I need to go home and go to sleep.
Right.
We got the most energy. So yeah, that was made me start Miss Everything. I was like, I have to be able to be in a position where I can put people on so I can walk into set and feel comfortable around the people who I'm around.
Yeah.
Not saying I'm not comfortable around any and everybody, because I am.
Yeah.
It was just that we need opportunities and we don't always get those opportunities.
Right,
and any way I can open the door, I'm going to open that door and make sure it stay open so y'all can all run up in here.
Thank you. Exactly.
So that's why I like putting on African-American women in general, and African-American people in general. So
it's important. We matter.
Yeah, we do.
That's awesome. And anyone can find you on any of your socials, and then you also have your website.
Yes. So as you can see right there, my personal social is J'Tasha. I think it's a very powerful name. That's why I kept that and rock with that.
It is.
But Miss Everything, I've literally done everything in entertainment, from music to creating music videos, to booking artists in studios, to being on tour on the music world, to writing songs. I done did it all when it came to that.
So you say, why not?
Why not?
Call it Miss Everything, because it's literally everything.
Production, like from TV, film, I've done everything in that aspect. And also in events, like I can throw a whole event, a red carpet event, whatever you need, I can do.
Go on and plug the restaurant real quick.
Oh, well, you wanted me to talk about Miss Everything. Well, that is one of my clients.
But that is one. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because you got the good food too when you come to the events.
Yeah. So I have a family business that I own. It's called Little Billy's Restaurant. It's located in Inglewood, California. Right. So I'm an LA native, as she mentioned before. But I am Belizean descent. So my family has a Belizean restaurant. We have some soul food restaurant around the corner. Doolin's, y'all know about that as well. They still owe me some stuffing. Some stuffing. I ain't forget.
It's all good.
It's all good. But yeah, that we got Probe's tax and accounting. All these entrepreneurs, I'm telling y'all now, start y'all business.
You can get fed, you can get a commercial, you can get your taxes done.
Exactly. Real talk. And there's some other stuff. There's some other stuff, but we just,
Right. Well, she's Miss Everything. Make sure you check her out on misseverything.com and check her out.
Miss Everything Ent.com.
Get it right. MissEverythingEnt.com. The one and only J'Tasha. But we're going to go ahead and get into our flashlight topic of the evening and get into it. Flashlight. All right, Miss Everything, you're going to have to help me with this one.
All right, let's go.
It's pretty heavy. And really, the way I want to start this whole conversation is just to say, what I heard Steve Kerr say on
Yeah.
TV the other day. What are we doing? So I can't just have a flashlight topic today because what's been heavy on my heart and heavy on a lot of people's hearts, and you just can't hide it. You know, it's everywhere on the news, it's on social media. Literally, as soon as I open any device, I see that there was another mass shooting that just happened in I can't pronounce it, Uvalde, Texas, at
Mhm.
Robb Elementary, where 19 young children and 2 teachers' lives were taken. In fact, on the way here, I pulled up my phone and saw that the husband of one of the teachers passed away from a
Yep,
heart attack
heart attack.
today.
Yeah, because he was like in
It's
shock. Like,
Right. Like that is, and they leave behind 4 children. So that's 4 more children, you know, who are traumatized
mhm.
on top of the other children, and not including the ones that lost their lives. So I had to, speak on this today. I know we try to keep it pretty lighthearted, but it's just really unfortunate that this comes after 10 days from the shooting in Buffalo supermarket, which took 10 lives of elderly and slightly older people in Buffalo. And as well as the day before that, there was a Taiwanese church here in Southern California where a man opened fire. Luckily, he only was able to kill one person because he was detained by the congregation. But it's just it's mind-boggling. I keep saying I have no words, so
Yeah.
you might hear me fumbling over my words a little bit, just because it's just I can't believe that I'm even uttering this.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Our babies are not safe. So to think that with 19 children gone, we still can't get legislation passed is ridiculous. So currently, there are 2 bills that they are putting forth to try to expand background checks in terms of having rifles, which is the HR 8 and the HR 1446. It has passed in the House, but it has yet to pass in the Senate, which is because of a lot of bipartisanship. On Wednesday, yesterday, both bills were placed on the Senate's legislative calendar of business. So they put it on the calendar, but they're not doing anything.
Yeah, I noticed. Like, I saw a post that there's a lot of countries after a mass shooting, a bill is created.
Right away.
The president or prime minister, whoever it is of that country, is like, guns are being removed. Like, it's so
Right.
much happening, but America is like, all right,
You have third world countries that don't have as many mass shootings as we do.
that part.
And actually people are posting a list where they say we've had how many 200 something 244 in this year, 213 just this year, and we've only been in 147 days within the year of 2022 versus other countries. They have 0
One in like 10 years or something.
right, which is ridiculous, super ridiculous. So we have to get this legislation passed. I know that we're in the midst of actually election week. I know there's some primaries going on. Shout out to Stacey Abrams, who was able to take the Democratic nomination for governor. I really hope she makes it, because we got to start changing some of these states blue, to be honest. I'm not a Crip, I'm not a Blood, I'm not with the whole bipartisan thing, but it seems as though at least the Democrats are trying to make some leeway in terms of getting legislation passed in terms of gun laws. So meanwhile, did you guys know that there's a 3-day NRA Association big, huge meeting that they do every single year coming up this weekend?
When you say
Yes.
NRA, what do
The
you mean?
National Rifle Association.
Isn't that tomorrow?
It's literally tomorrow
Yeah.
for 3 days. And guess where it is?
Where?
In Houston,
Yep.
Texas. Just down the street from where all those babies lost their lives.
So what happens at this NRA?
A lot of leaders come together. I've heard Donald Trump is supposed to be speaking. It's basically just them to boast and try to get some more lobbyist money so that they can get rid of this legislation that we're trying to pass. That's really in essence of what it is. But what I found really, really interesting is that what came out today, Don McLean, who is a artist. He's an older artist. He's kind of on that side in terms of the type of music that he does, but he is best known for the 1970s hit American Pie and Vincent. He came out and said that he's not going to be performing this weekend, which I thought was really remarkable. And this is his quote. He said, "In light of the recent events in Texas, I have decided it would be disrespectful and hurtful for me to perform for the NRA at their convention in Houston this week. I'm sure all the folks planning to attend this event are shocked and sickened by these events as well. After all, we are all Americans," said Don McLean. "I share the sorrow for this terrible, cruel loss with the rest of the nation." So I think that's pretty, he's a stand-up guy to do that. He did not say anything about legislation, however.
No one seems to.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you think that is?
Greed. I don't know. It's always money involved.
Yeah. Another artist who was said to perform by the name of Larry Gatlin, again, someone I don't know because I'm not on that
Right.
side of the pendulum,
Right.
of the Gatlin brothers fame, has also canceled his plans to perform, telling CNN, I cannot in good conscience perform at the NRA convention in Houston this weekend. While I agree with most of the positions held by the NRA, I have come to believe that while background checks would not stop every madman with a gun, it is at the very least a step in the right direction towards trying to prevent this kind of tragedy we saw in this week in beloved Weeping, Texas. I am a Second Amendment guy, but the Second Amendment should not apply to everyone. It's that simple. And I agree, it is that simple.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you feel? Because I know sometimes people think we got to protect ourselves. We have to have our guns. You know, they can't take that away. But I think there's a difference between having a shotgun versus having a semi-automatic. He had an AR-15.
Two.
Two.
And somebody just got stopped with an AK-47 walking
Bro.
down the street, headed towards another school.
Bro.
But I just, it's these young kids
Right.
that is really mind-boggling. Like 18-year-old,
Both of them were like 18.
right?
Yeah.
And they just take the easy way out by getting a gun and doing that instead of facing life, which I know life could be very cruel.
Absolutely.
You know, bullying, definitely have to stop bullying because this is mental health is definitely an issue.
Right.
And your words have effects on
Yeah.
people. So we have to choose our words lightly. We have to, you know, walk in the light and not in the darkness.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. And this is Mental Health Awareness Month, so I thought it would be good for us to talk about this. But to think that, you know, me as a creative, as an uber creative, Miss Everything as a uber creative, we care about creatives. We lost potentially 19 future creatives, future doctors, future lawyers, future policemen, future, you know, leaders of this country. And it's just really unfortunate that it's just we send our condolences, our thoughts and prayers. That's all we get.
Thoughts and prayers.
That's
every
all
time.
we get out of this. And, you know, I just, it's sickening and it's completely draining and it's terrifying. And what does anybody need with a semi-automatic rifle? You ain't hunting. What are you hunting?
Yeah.
I have family that's in the military or in the army
Same.
and stuff like that. So, you know, I get it when it's fighting a war or a battle. But to just have it in the everyday life, you can just walk into a store, Walmart, wherever they selling guns, and buy one once you turn 18. You just have an ID and that's it.
That's it.
Is there any background checks? Is there any mental checks?
That's the thing. The man that sold the gun to this young boy, I feel as though he needs to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Perhaps it was a legal thing. I don't know. But he had to, in some capacity, know that those bullets weren't going into any animals.
Even that's cruelty to animals.
That's
like, where's
cruelty.
PETA?
Exactly. Right. So then it leads you to think, like, what do you really think people are doing when they want to have these guns? Like, what are we doing? It goes back to that same, what are we doing? I know I live in California. I know this is very democratic, very liberal. I don't own a gun. There are people in my family that own guns, but simply for protection, they keep it locked away.
Yeah.
They keep it locked away.
And it's a handgun.
Yeah, a handgun.
Yeah.
Why do we have
pistol.
semi-automatics? That's the thing that really bothers me. It really, like, I can't wrap my mind around it. And to think that right now, I even read that gun violence has now beat out car accidents as the leading cause of death for children.
Wow.
Think about that.
Wow.
Gun violence, period, is now the number one cause of death for children.
Wow.
Car accidents are accidents. This is not an accident. This is purposeful. This is intentional.
And you want to know what got me though? Like the one who did the mass shooting, who killed the 10 people. Was it the one that killed
In
the
Buffalo?
10? Yeah. That they all 10 people, he got one account charged for murder.
Yeah.
One.
I'll take it a step further. I'm in no way trying to be on the side of the gunman, but it's awfully strange to me. All the mass shootings, the guy that was of Latino heritage was the one that was killed.
Yep.
Wait, which?
The mass shooting, the most recent mass shooting, he was Latino. And he
the guy who did the mass shooting, he was Latino, and he was killed. How was he killed?
He was shot and killed.
Yeah,
they killed him.
So when they tried to reprimand
him, they
detained him. They killed him.
They just killed him.
But the other ones, they giving them water bottles and just
all
like
the white
giving
boys,
a pat on the hand, and not even walking them in handcuffs.
Yeah,
it was very crazy to me.
And they said it was a border police that did it, that got the call, and they came there immediately. It's just, I'm thinking. I'm not a conspiracy theorist by no means, but there's just so many things that are happening in this world, and it's really weighing down on me, and I'm sure the rest of us. And it's just like, how do we cope? How do we continue on when this is happening? How do we talk about anything else when our babies are literally dying? I just don't get it. So I have to pray. I know I'm one person. We're all, specks on the larger spectrum of this. But, if you guys are getting these text messages and you're getting these calls from these politicians, don't ignore them. It's important. This is really, really, really important. I know in California, we probably have our heads in a cloud because we're just so comfortable and we think everything's going to be all right, or we're just going to live over here and that's not our problem over there. But it really is. And we have to vote locally in order to vote from the top. Trump is coming back.
What do you mean coming back?
The boogeyman, he's going to run again. He's going to run again. He has said it. He is going to run again. He's been going around trying to get the Republicans all riled up, and they're, doing their different votes in all of these red states, and he's got the support. It's crazy. I can't believe we live in these times, but the boogeyman is coming
I thought we
back.
got him impeached. Once you get impeached, you can't come back. What happened?
No, he didn't get convicted.
Damn.
Impeached is just going through the trial.
Damn.
Damn. I'm saying. But yeah, so really quickly, Kelvin, I want to know what conversation did you have with your son about this?
Man, it was hard. Like, I got out of work and he was with his mom, so I immediately called her and I couldn't even say the words. I just started crying. As soon as I heard his voice, I felt so much better. But it's like, I don't know. When she dropped him off, she told me that she parked. She just waits for him to go in and goes to his classroom.
That's terrifying.
And she parked and got out and just went to the fence. Nothing was gonna happen. But it's just that fear.
Right.
Yeah, so
it's really unfortunate. I hate that our babies have to go through this, and I just have to keep praying that it won't happen again. But we're going to get into this commercial break and come right back. It's really unfortunate. I hate that our babies have to go through this, and I just have to keep praying that it won't happen again. But we're going to get into this commercial break and come right back.
You want to punch people in the face and not get fired for it? Tune in Monday night for Monday Night Compton Mania, only on the TGN network. Wellesley.
Only on TGN Sports.
Are you single and ready to mingle? Well, you may not be, but now here's your chance to purchase an all-new 30-day journal, Single and Not Quite Ready to Mingle, a 30-day journal to make the most of your single season. It's by me, Chanel, co-host of Brunch with Besties show. You can purchase your journal right now on Amazon by typing in Single and Not Quite Ready to Mingle. Now is the time to do the work. I'm rooting for you. Go ahead and purchase your journal now. Single and Not Quite Ready to Mingle, a 30-day journal to make the most of your single season. Are you ready?
It's back, Jax. Have you heard? It's back.
Michael, what are you talking about? What's back?
The Podcast Pit. It is returning Monday, May 23rd. Brand new venue.
Oh my God, the Podcast Pit is back. Exciting. Where's it at?
It's going to be at J'Tasha Daily at 7:30 p.m.
I know where that's at. That's at 11168 Washington Boulevard in Culver City.
So, Jax, will I see you there?
Oh, you know it, baby.
Yo, what's up? This is Rix.
Yo, this is Rennie.
What up, Doger in the building?
What's good, family? This is Jesse, and this is
Brown Wealth Radio. And make sure to catch us on TGN Latinx every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific, to be specific.
Birthdays are meant for celebration, and when it comes to celebrating, Flour and Sugar never misses a beat. Offering custom cake designs to fit any special occasion, your cake will be the talk around town. From sushi cakes to perfume bottles, everything is always edible. With flavors like Oreo, banana pudding, and our top flavor, strawberry shortcake, I can't miss. Order your special cake today by email at flourandsugarla@gmail.com or visit our website at flourandsugar.store. Or if you want to see new design, follow us on Instagram at _flour_and_sugar_.
Hey besties, it's Chanel from Brunch with Besties podcast. Join me and my bestie, Sherry Renee, each and every Monday on TGN Talk at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, where healing meets purpose.
Hey, Jackie, what's wrong?
I'm over here running around trying to tell everybody about the Podcast Pit.
What's the Podcast Pit?
I'm glad you asked. The Podcast Pit is an event where you will find some of your favorite podcasts performing in front of a live audience.
Will there be food and drinks there?
Of course there will be. It's at J'Tasha Dailies in Culver City. They have a full bar and a full menu.
Hey, I may need to tell people about this as well.
Yes, come with me. Let's tell them.
The Podcast Pit is coming. The Podcast Pit is coming. Emmanuel Jones, also known as Zach, the original Black Ranger. Hey.
All right. We hope you enjoyed the commercials. And while I have you, make sure you are downloading the TGN or the Good News Radio app and following TGN Talk as well as the Good News on Instagram and all your socials, and tap in, tap in, tap in. Yeah, I'm excited to get into this next because I'm still lagging from the conversation we just had. It's really heavy. But we're talking about motivation today, and we got to still maintain motivation because, unfortunately, we still have to keep moving. We still have to keep going. So let's get into this spotlight topic.
Baby, I'ma be a motivation.
All right. So motivation, creatives and motivation. Sometimes it's hard to stay on track. So there's a lot of burnout. There's a lot of fatigue. We're going into the last month of this half of the year already. Like what? It's summertime.
Time flew by so fast.
Man. And I know they say that when you get older, time just goes by. Just be like, no. Yes. It's ridiculous. So how do we combat creative fatigue and burnout? How do you do it, Miss Everything? Since you do so much.
Ooh, how I keep my creative juices flowing. I try not to burn myself out. So I have a good work, life, fun balance.
Yeah.
So as I said, like right now I'm on vacation, even though that's ending very soon, like in the next hour. Vacation is
literally
up. I tried to take the whole month of May off. Somebody calls me. I'm like, I just recently did a tank video. Like I had to go pull up one time real quick, knock it out. But yeah, I'm on vacation. So I can, once I like vacation, I get to a point where like, all right, I need to start flowing again. And that's when it just pops back up and I'm just ready to go. So I take that work-life balance.
Yeah, and when duty calls, you answer at the end of the day. So, I mean, that's good. And it's always good to put yourself in that position. And a part of motivation, and I think what can keep you motivated are your relationships. So had it not been for maintaining good relationships, positive relationships with people, you may not get those calls. And sometimes I don't feel like doing anything either. But when I get a phone call from somebody like, hey, let's go do this. Or if I get a phone call from you, or I'm like, let's go, let's do it. Yeah. Because FOMO is a mofo.
Right. Entertainment, you do not want to miss out. Like you be so, especially scrolling through the gram, you like, oh, I missed that red carpet. Oh, I missed that. That person was
Why
there.
they didn't call me?
Girl, that's how I felt when I keep going. Like, I'm not gonna hold you. I went to karaoke Mondays and I was like, yo, this is what I've been missing out on.
Bro,
you've never done karaoke for that?
I have.
But not karaoke Mondays.
I've done it a long time ago, but not pandemic karaoke Mondays. Like where it kind of kicked up, especially this year.
And people just so happy to be outside.
Right. Right.
And boy, do they try.
Yes. Yes. But I would say that's part of my motivation. And I think, again, when you answer people's calls, they'll keep calling you, but when you become known for not really being, too flexible, people not going to call you.
I think that's why I do everything. Because I like to be involved. So call me. Call me because I'm going to answer, you know.
But do be careful because sometimes that can create a culture of not being able to say no, which I know you know how to say no. But sometimes
I don't say no. I pass the ball. That's me giving people an opportunity.
Exactly.
I pass the ball.
I was just gonna say that.
I don't say no.
Give her a hand clap for saying that.
I don't say no, but I make sure that I'm known to get the job done.
Right.
And if I can't do it, I'm gonna find you somebody who can do it. And that's still getting the job done. That's still being available. That's still being keeping that network and that connection to like, oh, okay, she couldn't do it, but she got somebody to do it.
Exactly.
She, I'm still calling her every time. That's how you keep that check, though.
Those are keys. I try to tell everybody that I mentor, like, if you don't know how to do it, don't ever say, I don't know. Never do the words I say, I don't know, come out. I will go, let me find that information for you. Oh, you know what? I know somebody over here. Let me try to see if I can talk to them and get that information. Or you need somebody to do this. Okay. I haven't done it yet, but I know somebody that has.
Right.
And filter that through your network and filter that through your connections. And then you have, two sides that are happy with what you're doing. And then I can continue to motivate you and continue to propel you forward. So that's a good one. I'm glad you said that. So other than that, what else kind of motivates you to keep going? Is it the product at the end of it, or is it the actual hustle during?
I'll never consider it work because I love what I do.
Yes.
So it's the definitely the product at the end, because I like to see creatives and see what, like, how you turn, like, say for example, a music video, how a thought of a music video turn into paper, which turn into actual visual on screen, and get to actually witness that creation. It's like I birthed that. Like that. Just to watch all of that is
started off as a thought.
Yeah. And now it's an actual video.
And it's got millions and millions of views.
Yeah. I think one of my videos, I think the most views on one of my videos was, do you know our biggest?
Make it clap gotta be one of them.
It was either Make It Clap or we also did Tiana Taylor.
Tiana and Kaylani.
Yeah, Morning
was a big one.
It was a big one.
Yeah,
they're definitely in the millions
and
of views.
We got credits. You feel me? So then let me ask you this as well. Is it harder to start or is it harder to get across the finish line?
I want to say neither.
Okay.
Why? Because to me, the starting process is the easiest process. Because doing this is second nature. Like in the beginning, it was probably hard to start because it's like if you don't know all the details, like this is not something you learn in a book. Like it doesn't say you got to have this, and that. It's like you get on set and you like, oh shoot, I forgot like this or I forgot that. So definitely it's a lot of trial and error. But the finish line is like continuing on to get across, especially with, you always got to be one step ahead. You got to always have a plan B, C, maybe D, just in case something doesn't go right. So that finish line could get further and further away.
That budget can get higher and higher
and higher and higher. Your resources start getting lower and lower and lower. Exactly. So it's kind of it's a give or take type of thing. So.
Definitely. For me, I would say it's harder to start.
Really?
There's always some sort of, and I hate to say imposter syndrome, but even me, and I know I can get stuff done, but at some point before I actually get to the jump off, I have a little like, can I really do this right now? And it's more so not my capability, but my capacity most of the time. Like I get really tired, or maybe I'm just going through whatever I'm going through mentally. And I'm like, okay, because I anticipate knowing what I have to deal with before I get into whatever project, right? And I know there's going to be a lot of politicking. There's going to be a lot of managing egos and attitudes. And it's a lot. It can be very draining, especially as producers, right? It's a lot. So sometimes the getting started for me, I think I get more in my head. And then that's where the motivation has to kick in. That's where I have to remind myself who the hell I am and everything that I've done and everything that I've accomplished. So I definitely love getting across the finish line. But when I'm in the thick of it, that's when I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah.
Once I get on set,
we both the same way. When we on set,
I get on set, I'm going.
That's it. We're like, it's there. But I do want to say, like, for me, I guess it could be the getting started because I do so much and I'm saying yes to so many things and so many projects happening. It's procrastination for me is what gets me started. And it's what motivates me. When I know if I have one thing to do and it ain't due until, if it's Monday and it ain't due until Friday, it's Thursday night. Right. But if I got 30 things to do and everything had a deadline, it's gonna get done. That's the procrastination to me of like,
it gets done.
It's gonna get done.
It gets done.
So yeah,
it's figuring out how to get started for me. So for me, I literally have to get in the right headspace, get there, and then figure out how I'm going to because I'm very organized based. And
that's why we work so well together.
Yes. Just doing the organization aspect of it can get me back into the zone. And then I'm like, okay, I'm motivated to finish because then I start enjoying myself. And that's what really motivates me is once I get to the point where I'm enjoying myself. But if that process is delayed, I'll get there eventually. But it's very, very hard sometimes. But I definitely enjoyed it. So then I went ahead and researched some different ways to get motivated. I have two different lists. The first list has 6 and the second one has 7. So the first list says ways to get motivated. Regularly review your goals and progress. Is that something that you do?
I create goals daily.
That's good.
So some goals are big, some goals are small. Some of my goals have steps towards them, but like finishing a little helps me like get to the bigger goal.
The bigger one.
So yeah.
Do you like to start with the bigger goals, or you like to start with the smaller ones first?
I paint a big picture when I get started on things. So I'll paint a big picture, and then I work backwards. Like, what do I need to accomplish that? So I list that down, and okay, how do I attack this goal to get to that bigger goal? And that's just how I work.
I like that. Number 2, continue to set new goals. So you said you do that. I do that as well. I think I can do better with writing my goals down. I think my mind is just so. If you could see inside my head, you'd be like, Shriek, what the hell?
You always got big hair, so I'm pretty sure something's going on in
just
there.
Things, just like last night I had a dream about gigapets.
Huh?
I don't know why. My brain just be all over the place.
You know how old that? Girl, you aging yourself. I'm young. I don't know about her.
I was in the store. I was in the store trying to find gigapets. I don't know what it means. I have a therapist. We're gonna talk about it. She's gonna interpret it for me next week. We're gonna figure this out. But I'm self-conscious about that. I know that about myself. So for me, I think I do need to do better with writing things down. But I'm getting there. Number 3 is keep the momentum up. Ooh, how do you keep up the momentum?
By knowing I got stuff to do.
Okay.
It's like when procrastination is my biggest thing. So if I got something to do, that's how I keep the momentum, because
you know you got to get it done.
I got to get it done.
You got to keep going.
You
got to keep going. Definitely. Number 4, find mentors. We mentioned mentors. A mentor is someone who is experienced in the habit you want to change. I'll be honest with y'all. I have a hard time keeping mentors. I've found them and I look up to them and I aspire to work with them or aspire to be like them or have a similar career track as them, but they don't really stick around. I'm not sure.
See, my problem with mentors, kind of with me, I tend to outgrow them.
That happens. That happens. Let's give a hand clap for that.
I hate to say
ain't nothing wrong with that.
I tend to outgrow. So I wouldn't necessarily call, like, I don't have like a mentor per se, but I find things in people. I find things in people that I learn from. Like,
exactly.
So if I'm on set and there's like a dope director or something, like if I wanted to start directing, like I'll like, okay, I like the way they do that. And then I like learn by watching or asking them questions and not get that minor mentorship. But if I'm not like hooked to nobody like on a hip and getting that mentorship.
But see, what I think I'm missing from having a mentor is somebody to help me stay motivated. Is somebody to say, hey, you should do this. Hey, you should do that. I think we have a community. We all mentor each other.
I have a community more so than I have someone who I look up to.
Yeah.
So my motivation comes within my
your circle.
My circle. Yeah. My right hand. Half of my motivation came from you. I'm not even gonna tell you that, but
you too. But it's dope. It's dope that our peers can also be our mentors. Yeah. It doesn't have to be somebody super older or who's been in the game for a long time. It doesn't have to be that, because we all have different experiences and we learn from our experiences and then we can share that with each other. So I think that's, really dope, which gets me to number 5. Surround yourself with positive people. That's all I'm about. I surround myself with positivity and love. That's all I'm about.
I'm about the positive energy. Like if anybody on my set got that negative energy, I'm sorry, you got to go.
Get about.
You got to go. You witnessed me kick a lot of people off set before.
I do it. I do it quite oftenly. That's my word.
Quite often.
Use exercise as one of your daily goals to improve your mental health. I like that one a lot. That definitely happens. I feel like recently, I was down for a little while, and I've just been kind of cleared to be able to work out. So I've been going on walks now with the dog, and I know my day kind of goes a lot more smoothly. I'm more motivated to do things because I got that out of the way. I went ahead and went for a walk, a nice brisk walk, get the heart rate up, and it definitely helps. I can't wait to get back in the gym and start lifting weights like I really want.
Well, your girl been in the gym. She's low-key been doing like 2 days now.
I see.
Like the shoulder hurt a little bit, but I've been getting it in because I had time to like I said, on my vacation, I was taking time for myself, and I'm loving it.
Yeah, and when you look good, you feel good.
Yep.
Right. So that's definitely a key. I like that list. So then I have another list, which I also thought was good. That's why I wanted to bring up both. This one says how to motivate yourself every day. Number 1, pray for motivation and time management. You had me at pray.
Yeah. That's one. Pray. Wake up. Like, what? Pray. Thank God. Like, what's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely for me within these last couple of weeks, I've been trying to be more intentional with that. For example, on the Bible app, I have the notification on, so it gives me the verse every morning at 8 o'clock. I need to move it to 7 now. It gives me the verse every day, and I read it, and I try to interpret it, and I read the whole chapter, and it really helps me to get in my mind a good mindset. One of my aunties, she sends me scriptures every single morning and little pictures and all kind of stuff. It's really, really dope. I also picked up some motivation cards. No, my sister sent me motivation cards. Thank you, sister. She sent me motivation cards for my birthday, and they just have, really intentional prayer and things for you to do and be mindful of throughout that day. And just going through those processes first thing in the morning. And I know my best friend has her routine now, and she says it's really been helping her, and she sends me prayers. I send her prayers. It's really good. But I think to actually be more intentional and pray for motivation and time management, I think that'll be good for me. What about you?
Everything you just mentioned.
Okay.
Everything you just mentioned. Like, yeah.
You just gotta pray. You gotta be thankful. I think that's what it is too, being thankful. Because again, we're in some crazy, crazy times. We live in Los Angeles. Like, how many people on this planet would kill to be in the position that we're in right now?
I know.
Just even being on a radio show, just driving cars in Los Angeles, living in Los Angeles, being able to go and do what we do.
So many people want to come to LA.
Yeah.
I just gotta say this though. Like, when you come here, please understand what you're getting yourself into. Do not be gullible.
Yeah.
Do not, if you got your mind set on something, go for it. Don't get distracted, because there's gonna be a lot of distractions out here. I'm gonna say that.
They come in all shapes, sizes, and colors.
That's so funny. I just said that. I just said that. But yeah, like, don't get distracted. Don't get lost in the sauce.
Lost in the sauce.
That one's key too.
Stick to your plan. That's all I gotta say. Just stick to your plan, because you can go one way real quick, and then next thing you know, you all the way down the hill sleeping under the freeway. Don't do that.
Damn.
It's true. It's true. And it can be, a lot of people come out here and they lose motivation because imposter syndrome, or they haven't accomplished what they wanted to within the time frame that they've given themselves in their mind. And there's no one track for everybody. There's no one path for everybody. Everybody's path is going to look different. Here I am producing. I came out here as a dancer. Not that many people know that. I was a background dancer.
Really?
Yes. I've performed on stages with like 50 Cent and all kinds.
Really?
Yeah, nobody
I did
knows
not know that.
And if you go and you talk to people in the Bay, Shariq is the dancer. Like, that's how people know me in the Bay.
Let me find out you got a 1-2 step. Get your Sierra on.
I was the Sierra. I was. So I came out here to do that, and then I wanted to do music, and things just turned out, and I went with the flow. Could I have been more motivated within that? And I got a lot of heartbreak going down that path. I went through a lot of turmoil, not having any money, going down that path. And I decided within that I wanted to be a boss. I wanted to create the productions. I could always get on my own production and do a little 1-2 step if I want to. So
I did not know you was I danced.
I know, I saw that on your bio.
Oh. You have to read my bio to know me.
So much
we do, but you have to read my bio to know I dance. Girl, I dance on every set.
I just read your bio.
It was a long read. In her defense, it was a long read. So
my bio, I'm not gonna hold y'all though. If you read my bio, you would have been like, this girl got to be like 50, 60 years old to accomplish everything she done did. Like, half of the stuff on my bio I accomplished before I was 24,
which is dope.
Damn, that's dope.
Which before 24.
Okay. Yes, applause for that. But yeah, where were we? So we were talking about prayer. Number 2, define your goals clearly, which was on the first list. Number 3, look for inspiration. Now, this is different than mentorship. And as you said, you find inspiration in your peers and everything around you. What I do want to say, and I'm adding this onto this, is inspiration is not necessarily copying. And the reason why I say that is because sometimes a lot of people get so in their head and they don't want to do the same thing as someone else because they don't want to copy them. They don't want to.
It's like same with admiration, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's admiration, but you still want to be able to define yourself at the same time. So consider it a challenge, consider it a game, so to speak. Being able to do a thing that you're inspired by, but having your own little twist on it, I think is what's key. And I think that's what stops a lot of creatives from even putting their stuff out there, is because they're afraid of looking a certain way, or I don't want them to think this. I want people to think I'm doing this like them. Or then a lot of people demonize other people for quote unquote copying them. So it's really hard, game to play, but inspiration is always okay if you ask me. I aim to inspire. And I don't get mad if I see somebody doing exactly what I do because I'm like, hey, well, I inspired them. That's good.
Like,
what's that?
Like I said, I just came from a meeting and the young lady I met with, she was like, you inspired me, like being on set with you. I didn't know I touched her in that way. Like was able to, like, my energy just captured her. And she was like, you inspired me. And she didn't say I want to copy you, per se, but she said I look up to you and I really want to work with you and be on your team. And when she was telling me her story, I'm like, you already doing you already you are already a me already. Right. You're already your own self. So, but it's just good to see that you inspire people, and you may not ever even speak to people. You just come across them, but you still inspire them.
Exactly. I do want to say this too. I'm gonna be all the way 100. There's a lot of people who will hear you inspire me, and they'll feel threatened.
Why?
Because they feel as though that person wants to come for their spot.
Yeah.
They want to be like them. So you want to be the new me. And I feel as though I've ran into that with me being so outwardly. I'm from the Bay. So we, it's a little bit smaller town area. And we say how we feel. And we're very complimentary people. We will compliment you. And when I came out here, I noticed that you seem quote unquote thirsty when you give certain people compliments and tell them that they inspire you, so to speak. And that could be why I don't have certain mentors. I will tell you that. And I've heard verbatim people say that, like, be careful when you get phone calls from people that say, oh, I want to pick your brain. How many of those phone calls do we get, right?
We get a lot. And at this point in my life, like, I love to give free game, like free education. Like, this is one thing of the Black community that we definitely need to change, that we just feel like people are coming from our side, like you said. We feel like that, like, there's so much room for everybody.
Exactly.
That, like,
but you just have to do it the right way. If somebody approaches me and they say, hey, I want to pick your brain, you just have to do it the right way. Don't be sneaky about what it is that you're trying to do. Don't go around me and try to contact my contacts. That's a big thing.
That's a big thing.
Oh, yeah.
Be inspired, but don't be shady.
We dropping a little knowledge for y'all producers coming up in the game. They will try to go around
inspired. Connect, but don't be shady. Be on time with our communication. I hate people wasting my time. I actually just added a payment system on my calendar because I'm sick of people not being on time on my calls. So yes, you will get charged now to try to have a conversation with me. I'm sorry. But nonetheless, let me get into number 4 on how to stay motivated. The money motivated me to, do that. Celebrate the little accomplishments. Do you do that?
I am getting into smelling my roses as I get them.
I like that.
I was never the person to notice it until people shine a light on what I was doing.
Yeah.
Like I said, my circle, they compliment me all the time. And I'm like, girl, that ain't nothing. I just do that all the time. They was like, nah. Yeah. So, like, I'm like, okay, let me stop and smell these roses and take it in. Like, yo, Tasha, you are doing something.
Yeah. That's good.
So
I know you were meant to have your anniversary for Miss Everything Ent, but the pandemic happened.
Right. It's coming up, though.
It's coming up.
I'm
gonna be there.
You definitely gonna be there. So it's gonna be a Queen Me brunch where I will be crowning all the queens of me, MEE, Miss Everything. Women,
I love that.
women who do more in the entertainment industry, who wear multiple hats, who I'm shining a light on. There's a lot of people behind the scenes that people don't know about. Like, there's different areas. I'm not even gonna say this. One day we were shooting a music video, or we were getting ready to shoot a music video, and Sharik was like, yo, I want to direct the video. And I'm like, you want to direct? Go ahead. She was like, I ain't never direct. Go ahead. You want to direct? Go ahead. Next thing you know, she ended up directing the
Ralph Tresvant
and Johnny Gill video.
Oh,
She directed that video.
My folks, then my OG. I love them. That was so much fun. Yo, thank you for that too. And I say the same thing to other people. Like, if you want to get in there and do it. Like, just do it. And it's gonna keep happening, and the opportunities will present themselves. Speaking of which, number 5, I really like this one. Start somewhere and say no to perfectionism. Oof. That's me. That's for me.
That one's deep.
That's definitely for me.
That one's deep.
And the reason why I say that's definitely for me, because that is the root of my procrastination.
Because it got to be perfect.
It has to be perfect in my mind. And lately I've been trying to derail that thought process and just say, let's get into it. Let's make it perfect later. Maybe once you have somewhat of a product there for other people to see, they can get involved and you can create that perfect product later.
So for me, it's not perfection.
Mm-hmm.
It's completion.
Mm-hmm.
So me, I want to complete it, but I want to make sure that I'm completing it to the best of my ability. So it's not perfection for me. It's completion.
That's good though. That's good. It's got to be done. And for me, it has to be perfect. But sometimes perfect can be the outcome of what you put all the hard work into. So accept it as that. Yeah, that's a good one. Number 6, break big to-do lists into smaller ones. We talked about that a little bit with the last list. That's actually a really good one. That's super good. Because if you have micro goals, they turn into a major goal, and being able to prioritize them, which is the last number 7 on this list, being able to make a list and prioritize everything kind of gives you a better gauge of what you're working with. And you can kind of put things and compartmentalize everything and know where you need to sometimes delegate, which you do very well. I try to do very well with delegation.
It takes some time to get to that level though, because I guess that's kind of where the perfection come in. Like I had to make sure it got done the proper way.
Right.
The way I wanted it done.
Right.
So I was always hands-on. So I did so much, hence the Miss Everything. I did everything. And now I had to like step back and like give people opportunities to do it and trust that they will do it to their perfection. And still get it done. And, definitely don't just throw them out there into the sea, but like, show them or help them how to swim or give them a floaty here and there. But yeah, I like to throw people into something, let them try it, and then come save them if need be. But, that's how people learn.
Well, thank you so much. Let's give a round of a hand clap. Thanks for tuning in to this episode at J'Tasha and Miss Everything Ent. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for having me.